There, is there audio now? Oh, that's great. That's special. I did everything except turn on the microphone. Can you hear me now? Uh, it's like I'm not here very often, and then I screwed it up when I was. Oh well, I didn't say anything too important except look at the river. Look at the Parliament buildings. I remember being here last year. Yeah, I had forgotten to turn on the microphone. I plugged it in, but I didn't turn it on, so that was the problem. Anyway, let's go back and look at the bell again since I failed to have audio on when I was doing it. This bell was in the original Parliament building, which burned in 1916. And so that's what this is a memorial to. I'm feeling weird twitches in the gimbal. I hope it's not translating to jerky camera. It doesn't look like it from what I can tell, but sometimes I can't see it unless I put it on a bigger screen. Anyway, yes, okay, well, I'll start talking from the beginning then. I'm in Ottawa for CanCon, which is the Canadian Science Fiction Convention I come to quite often. And it's very close to Parliament Hill, so I decided to take a walk up here. I feel like I should turn everything off, go back and start all over again, but I won't do that. So I'm on the back side of, well, that's the, I won't bother pointing up there, but I'm right behind the library at the moment. I showed it earlier without sound. And again, the glass building over there is National Gallery. That's Hull, Quebec, on the other side of the river there. If I look up, look way up, that's the Parliamentary Library. As my gimbal goes, what are you doing? Various important statues, which unfortunately you cannot currently read much about because they're behind this construction wall. Not sure who that is. I should know, but it's not like I've memorized all the statues around Parliament Hill. I'm sure the trees were further along in color last year when I was here. I remember some really red ones down there, and they're just now beginning to turn. So that's interesting. I've seen the inside once of the library. Did have a chance to tour inside long before all this construction started. Alice was quite small at the time, I believe. 10 or something. I don't think we were here for CanCon. We must have been out this way for something else. Such great views from up here. A shame it's a place full of politicians, but you can't have everything. There's a nice view of the cathedral and the National Gallery. Construction everywhere. Yes, the famous sundial. I talked about that on my last trip. I won't look at it this time, but have an interesting tale behind it. Down below us are the locks on the Rideau Canal. We'll see those when we get down that way, which we will. I can't read that because of the sunlight at the moment. Need to find some place. There'll be some shade here in a second. It's been a while since Diefenbaker was Prime Minister. Good Saskatchewan boy that he was. How many prime ministers have I met in person? One. I shook Trudeau's hand, the first Trudeau, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, when he flew into the Weyburn Airport. And my main thought was, boy, he's short, because I was the size I am. I was a teenager. And I just, you see him on TV, he's the prime minister, he must be a good-sized guy, but compared to me, he was pretty short. And the big question was, where was Maggie? She was not traveling with him on that campaign trip. And of course, well, you know why. Now, well, this has opened up a bit from last time I was here. I think this was all still enclosed last time. The back at Center Block there, the Peace Tower. It's as close as we're going to get to it, I think. Yeah, I can keep going that way, or I can switch around to the right and at least see some more of the Parliament buildings from the front. So maybe I will switch to the right here. I do want to go across the bridge and the canal and then walk over by the Chateau Laurier. Speaking of the Chateau Laurier, there it is. We'll go down that way in a minute. It's probably Laurier right there. Is that John A. MacDonald? I don't know who that is. There's a plaque about the War of 1812. Of course, I kind of was on the American side, but I'm here till Monday. Yes, this rental work goes on and on and on. But it's important. We'll come back to the front here. You got this block has the Prime Minister's office in it, I believe. There we go. There's a pretty good view. That's actually a better view, I think, than last time I was here. We'll carry on in front of it here. I don't know, when I post this, I might just erase all of the Might just not like edit it and not put all the stuff with no talk on it. And just start this where the sound kicks in. Here's the famous fountain. I don't think I looked at it last time I was here, so I think maybe you couldn't get to it last time. I don't remember exactly what was going on. Or just the path I took didn't take you here. So you have the province's coats of arms. Let's see. We'll find Saskatchewan here. 1867, of course, the year of Confederation. And there's Saskatchewan. Police chiefs. Right, let's go across the Rideau Canal. One more look back at the Parliament buildings there. We'll go this way. We'll walk down by the National Gallery. Oh, there's some shade. We do live on a fault line. True enough. There's various plaques along here explaining what you can see. I'm not going to stop and look at all those. And my knowledge is cursory at best, not having been here very often. In fact, you could say my opinion of Ottawa is cursory at times. Oh, I amuse myself. Has nothing to do with the city. I like the city. There's much more to do with the inhabitants of this structure over here at various times. But hey, democracy is the worst form of government except for all the others. Chateau Laurier there. Old CP Railway Hotel, built in the castle mode like the Bessborough in Saskatoon, or the Fort Garry in Winnipeg, or the, what's the one in Edmonton? I can't remember what that was called. And the Hotel Saskatchewan in Regina, but ours is much less castle-like and more palace-like, I guess. But they really went for the castle look on this one, some of the others. This was way bigger than the Bessborough, of course. And the building over there with all the pillars is actually built as the train station, but the Senate is currently there during renovation. Last year I wasn't sure what it was, but now I've checked that. I know. The War Memorial over there. We'll walk by it on the way back to the hotel. The boat cruise, but not today. It's closed. Now, if you go down those steps, you can go right down to the locks. But then you just have to come back up again, so I won't do that. There's a museum down there. Talks about the building. This was very important. These locks are very important at the time they were built for getting goods moved up and down the canal here. Now, of course, the canal is not really a sidewalks. There's a museum over there to the left, which I've been in before. It was a major construction project at the time, and as I said, very important to development of this part of the world. I really must get over to Zoe's and the. In fact, I could do that at the end of this trip, at this walk, instead of going all the way back to the hotel from here. Go in and have lunch at Zoe's. Oh, can't use that sidewalk. That's too bad. I was really counting on using that sidewalk. That's a shame. Well, we'll go up here and this was a sidewalk I missed. Lower down? Well, we'll go up here and go down this side of there we go, train station, now where the Senate hangs out. Actually had dinner down here last night. This next corner, there's a place called the Metropolitan where I had dinner with my friend who lives here. It looks like an old building inside, but there's no way it's an old building on the outside. So I wonder if they recreated that look. It's all fake. It says milestones here. It's called the Metropolitan Brasserie on the other side. This is like an old building nestled in there. I should look it up. Chateau Laurier. Well, I may not go in front of the War Memorial because I'm now strongly tempted to come back and I don't have my computer with me though. I'd like to work on my computer at lunchtime. It's not like I don't have things I should be doing. Convention registration isn't until 3 o'clock. They're not using me. I have no panels until the very last day. I'm feeling pretty much ignored as a panelist, and so kind of a waste of my time to be here. If I'd known I was only going to be on one panel on Sunday, I could have come in tomorrow, gone home on Monday, and saved 2 nights in the hotel. Wouldn't have missed anything. Wouldn't even have come, actually, but I'd already booked my travel when I began to get a sense of how useless this trip was going to be. I'll talk to a few people, but it's certainly not going to be worth the expense and the hassle of getting here. That's Canada Revenue Agency. Looks like a fortress, which is probably appropriate since otherwise they might be, come under attack from roving anti-tax people. And aren't we all anti-tax people at heart? Now we're looking up at Parliament Hill. I remember walking along here last time. There's some public art along the way here, like that. I think I stopped and looked at the plaques last time. This one is called Twist 1.5 from 1978. I want to go around the other way because there's, again, great views down along the river there. Yes, I didn't figure one building was enough. The building in Regina, the CRA building in Regina, also looks like a fortress, a modern fortress, but a fortress nevertheless. I'm quite sure there was more color in these trees last year. I mean, these are maples and they've just barely begun to turn. Some of them haven't begun at all. Or construction over there. But you can see leaves falling, so it is definitely fall. Yes, I saw the sign back there. I just didn't comment on it. Miners Hill Park. Yes. First time I came, everything was uncovered and it looked quite gorgeous looking up there. Now it looks like a construction site and will for many years to come yet. Again, that's the National Gallery over there. Visited it many times. Let's go down to the lower path here. I don't have much use for their current path of what they do with their art, but they still have a great collection. Just don't read any of the stuff they say about it. You'll be fine. I have very little use for anything more than a historical plaque that explains, this was the artist and let you look at the art and maybe some historical context. I don't need to be told what to think. There's the cathedral over there. The spires shine like silver. I'm sure they're not silver. They wouldn't say that color if they were silver. But oh, sprinkle has just started up. Fortunately, not in my direction. National Gallery. Yes, I am in Ottawa, and this place is covered with construction too. Not the building, but just around the corner here. So, not very attractive, that. I'm going to have to go back the way I came. The path I wanted to take I can't get to without going back a ways, it looks like. This is just going to take me down to the river, and then I'd have to climb back up again, so. And I'm not even going to get a good view unless I go all the way down there. But I don't want to go all the way down there, and I got a better view from further up anyway, so. Honestly, everything is torn up. See, I expected to be on a path up there, but it doesn't look like you can get there. So we'll walk back this way. Always a challenge walking in a place you don't walk all the time. More people coming down from this way, so maybe I can walk up this way. I thought it was closed, but I see a bicycle coming and pedestrians headed up, so I guess you can still make it up here. But it should be over there. More sprinklers starting up. There's the park over here. Oh, a little bit of spray from that one. Yeah, this is where I was aiming for. There's a new bridge they're building there. Whoop! Gee. Watch out for the unexpected steps. Yeah, it says danger over there. It doesn't say danger if you're live streaming. So there's the Ottawa River. Again, hole on the other side. Patliament Hill. Looking up a sweat. I wore my sweater thinking it would be cool, but in the sun it's very warm. And whatever they're doing over there. Okay, watch the steps as you walk. Very important. I guess they're actually trying to tell me that this is the best place to look from. I suppose it does give you a bit wider angle so you can see this way. And again, over to the hills over there. Well, they're building some sort of bridge over here. If I quit coming to CanCon every year, it could be years before I see Ottawa again. But I haven't decided. I might be back next year for CanCon. If they just get rid of the stupid mask mandate they're still sticking us with. It's one reason I'm going to be avoiding panels. There's nothing I'm that excited about, and I have no desire to sit in a room wearing a mask for an hour. I'm so done with that. They actually asked attendees what they wanted, and people apparently voted for this. So, although it wasn't really a vote. So I don't know exactly how they decided. I did express my displeasure, but I'm still here. But I won't hang around on the convention floor very much for that simple reason. I'm going to talk to somebody. I want to talk to them downstairs in the public areas where I don't have to wear a mask. I'm not going to hang around up there talking to people. I'll probably make one or two turns through the vendor's room, and that's about it. So coming from this way, I should be able to figure out how to get along the Rideau Canal, which is down below us again. There's the museum, Bytown Museum, little house down there. Well, big house actually, just looks little in its surroundings. John By, from whom Bytown gets its name, Lieutenant Colonel, Royal Engineers. And I'm sure, well, I always thought it was called Bytown because it was by the canal, but apparently that was actually his name. I mean, I learned that earlier than today, but that was my original assumption for the name Bytown, because it's by the canal. Makes sense, just happens to be wrong. Like many other things that seem to make sense. people coming the other way, so there must have been a way by on this side that I just missed. So now the question is, I've got my day pretty much planned out. I'm going somewhere at 3:30, and I've got reservations for dinner tonight. So I think I will go all the way back to the hotel and then get my computer and then decide what to do for lunch. View of the end of the canal there. Now looking up the locks. I just missed this when I came by before. Or will this take us under the bridge? I guess this maybe takes us under the bridge. Well, that's fine. I need to cross the road anyway. Saw plaques about the sesquicentennial of Prince Edward Island, it looks like. I've been to PEI once. Thought we'd had a chance to go again, but that fell through. No, I guess we have to climb the steps. Or no, we go down. Yeah, this must go under the bridge. Or into the hotel? Where is this taking us? Nope, under the bridge. I didn't do this last year. Watch my footing here for sure. My eyes adjust. I could totally see somebody tumbling down these steps if they weren't paying attention. There was also a warning to dismount your bicycle for obvious reasons. Hope my signal stays going here. Well, I don't have any use for them. I don't believe they work. I think they're actually counterproductive in many ways. But that's my opinion. I have no control over anything. Here's the Rideau Canal again. I won't go any further down the path here, but there you go. It's very low at the moment. You can see it's sometimes much higher. Again, there's the bridge we just came under. All right, this is the train station, now where the Senate is, as I said earlier. Now we'll go up, we'll head back to the hotel. Nope, not gonna ride a bike. I'll walk by the National Arts Center here on this part of the walk as well. My daughter saw Hades Town there not too long ago. I wish I had. Love that show. At least I love the soundtrack. Here's the famous People's Monument to the famous five who are the women who Canadian women the vote. I hear bagpipes. Oh, there we go. Have a look at the canal from up here. Must have been a noontime ceremony at the War Memorial there. National Arts Center over here. Across here to get a look at the War Memorial from this side. Back at the Chateau Laurier there. Just have to go up a couple of blocks and then it's a short walk to the hotel. War Memorial. Of course, this will be the site on November 11th of the National Remembrance Day ceremonies. Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Again, it takes the horizon a minute to level out again. Of course, there was a terrorist act here a while back when there was a shooting, an attack on Parliament. I have a friend here in Ottawa who actually witnessed the shooting here at the War Memorial, one of the guards. Quite traumatic for him, as you can imagine. Still got a walk light here, so that's good. One more look back at Parliament as we now go back into the downtown towards my hotel. Oh, yes, there's the National Arts Center. Looks better at night. It's all lit up. I guess I'll at least post the one after I got things working again. There were two feeds. It fell apart, and then there was no sound for a while until I figured that out. So have to look at it and see exactly what I've got. Maybe I'll take the trouble to edit it together this time. I haven't done that for a long time. And the hotel is right up Albert Street here, which is funny because, of course, Albert Street is close to my house in Regina too, but not this Albert Street. And those. The Fuller building, which is labeled with Babcock, whatever that is. Maritime Land Aviation Cavendish Nuclear. Okay. Doesn't tell me much. It's exactly what a Babcock does. Big company though. They seem to have most of that office building now. Now, there is a guy, at least there was, who live streamed in Ottawa all the time, his walks. Ottawalker, I think he called himself. We watched him a bit when the truckers convoy was here to get an unfiltered view of what things were like on the ground. And he had a huge number of viewers back then. I imagine it has calmed down to more normal levels now, if he's still going. I should look it up, see if he's still active. Because we did walk him for a bit. With them for a bit. And of course, they're building something new there. Transfern Place, but I don't see a picture of what it's going to look like, how big it's going to be. Just a bit more of this block and we're done. Mad Radish. Some sort of eating place. Yeah, that's called the World Exposition Place, something like that. They're clearly building onto it. There's public parking under there. That's where my friend parked last night after she picked me up. And we just had to cross the street for me to check in, and then we walked down to Bytown for supper. And I'll be back in Bytown for supper tonight. And there's even construction right in front of the hotel. And so I will stop where I began, in the first of the two streams, here in front of the Sheraton Hotel in downtown Ottawa. I don't know if I'll do another one of these while I'm here or not. Probably not. in which case I'll probably see you back in Regina next week. So thanks for walking with me, and bye for now.